Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror, the living card game, Night of the Zealot, where we're now on episode 9 and we're about to start turn 14. So we're into the second scenario, which is the Midnight Masks, but just before we crack on, a couple of errors from last turn. Now we've been quite fortunate, because the errors I've been making, we've been able to fix. And it's the same with these. First up, if you remember, we got Wolfman Drew, one of the cultists that spawned at downtown. Now, I put a Doom token on him. I didn't have to, because he doesn't have a Doom token. It's only the acolytes that gain Doom tokens. Only the actual cultists that say, put a Doom token on me. And he isn't one of those. So I've got rid of that Doom token, so we're back to 1, which is just here. We'll be back up to 2 in a minute, but at the moment it's 1, and I have returned the clock to 1 o'clock, so that is that fixed. The other one regarded the actual resource that I took off Wendy. Remember, she got her paranoia weakness, and I took the single resource that she had on her card. The reason for that was I had a look, if you remember, at the round sequence, and I just thought, oh, we got them at the same time, so I've got to take it away. Well, that's not right. Although this is a reference card, it's been truncated to fit everything on. In actuality, the cards are drawn before the resources. So she got the card, she didn't have a resource at the time to take off, so we got away with it totally, because after that card was drawn and discarded, then we got the resource. So for both those errors, thanks very much to Brian for pointing those out, and they are now corrected. So that means that Wendy has 2 resources now, along with the resource that she got a little bit later, and that helps out. And it also means we're only on 1 Doom, if only for a very short time. So having sorted out those little errors and put them straight, let's get straight on with turn 14 and the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So first things first, as mentioned, we are very quickly going to get a second Doom token, which means this does go up to 2 now. We can put it back. Very good. So now we are all up to date with where the Doom is up to, but we still have to pick a couple of encounter cards. So first of all, our lead investigator, who is Roland. What does he get? Ooh, locked door. Treachery. It's an obstacle. Revelation. Attached to the location with the most clues and without a locked door attached. The attached location cannot be investigated. As an action, you can test combat 4 to break down the door, or agility 4 to pick the locks. If you succeed, discard locked door. Very good. So what has got the most? Oh, it is Southside. So Southside has a locked door because of this clue. Now we should be alright though, because I believe it said cannot be investigated. Well, we're not planning to investigate it, we're planning to kill the stubborn detective and get the clue that way. That is not investigating a clue. What that is getting a clue through his special ability. So I think we're alright. I think we can ignore locked door in this particular instance, so that's pretty cool. And next it is Wendy. What does she get? And Wendy gets, ooh, on the wings of darkness. This doesn't look good. Getting being carried off. What's this, a Bayeki or something, or a night gaunt? On the wings of darkness, revelation, test agility 4. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Then disengage from each non-Night Gaunt enemy engaged with you and move to a central location. A night gaunt, yes. A night gaunt swoops down from the sky and grabs you with its clawed hands, carrying you off into the night. Well, that's nice. So what we've got to do is do an agility test. Her agility is 4, that's 4, so we'd need a 0 or better. Is there anything we can chuck at it? Got anything with agility on it? We've got survival instinct. Let's have a read. Survival instinct. If this skill test is successful during an evasion attempt, the evading investigator may immediately disengage from each other enemy engaged with him or her and may move to a connecting location. So, does this count as an evasion attempt? No, I think it's just a test. It's not. It doesn't say it's an evasion test. So, do I chuck that at it though? It would give us an extra agility. Yes, let's take the extra agility. Because I do want to pass this. I don't want to lose. No, in fact, no, we won't. I think we can afford to lose. She's got 7 of each. She has got 7 of each. We can afford to take 1 damage and 1 horror, I think. So we'll just test normally. So we need a 0 or better. It's 4 versus 4. And she gets a -1. Damn it. If I played Survival Instinct, we'd have passed. But, so she's down to 6. Let me just sort this out. So that's 6, and this goes to 6. And, well, she isn't engaged with any enemies. Moves to a central location. This is the only central location, I believe. Quick scan. Yeah, this is the only central location. So, I think the Night Gaunt's just going to pick her up and put her down again. So, that was pretty rough. We've lost a sanity and a health damage, but okay. It's not too bad. Not too bad, I don't think. It'd have been good if we'd been somewhere else on the board. We'd have got a free ride. But as it is, she's just been picked up and dropped down again. So that is that. And that is the end of the laugh and chuckle phase. So let's move straight into the investigation phase. And here we are with Roland. He is going to go first. So what is he going to do? Well, first of all, he's got to get tooled up to deal with this gentleman. So we're going to spend 1 action. Let's move that down. And we are going to equip our 45 automatic. That will cost us 4 resources. But rather than put the resources into the supply and then take 4 resources out again for the bullets, we'll just transfer them straight across to the card. So it's got 4 bullets in his 45 and he's going to deal with the stubborn detective, Hooch Briggs. So the way I'm playing this game, Hooch Briggs, he knows about Roland. Roland busted his brother-in-law for having an illicit still during the Prohibition. Roland wasn't able to make the charges stick on Briggs himself, but Briggs is still pretty sore about it, and he's come gunning for Roland. Well, Roland's going to sort him out right now by trying to put a slug through his heart. So his second action, he is going to attack this guy. So it is 4, which is Roland, against 3. But Roland gets +1 for the 45 automatic, so it's 5 against 3. Which means we need a -2 or better. We're not going to throw anything else at it. Come on. And we get a skull, which is -1. because we do have a cultist. In fact, no, it's 0. The cultist we have actually doesn't have a doom on it, so it's a 0. So we've passed by an absolute mile. We've also spent a bullet, so we'll get rid of that. But stubborn detective Hooch Briggs has been taken out, so brilliant. Despite everything, he still won't believe you. Had nothing to do with those murders. Well, it don't matter, cause he's bit the dust, baby. So we'll get rid of him. And because he was an enemy and his ability no longer counts because he's been killed, that means that Roland's ability can now count and he can pick up this clue. Remember, it wasn't an investigation, so locked door doesn't matter. Excellent. We have got one action left. So what's he going to do with his last action? Well, I was thinking about picking up 3 cards as per the ability for the Historical Society, and I think I'll still do that. The reason is we've got Dynamite Blast. Do not have to get all the way to downtown, because we can get to the next... That's a barricade, idiot. Here's Dynamite Blast. It says choose either your location or a connecting location. So we only have to get to a location that connects to downtown. Then we can deal 3 damage to each enemy in downtown, which includes Wolfman Drew. Then we just pop in and finish him off because he'll only have 1 health left. So that seems like an excellent idea. And because we don't have to go all the way into downtown to do that, I think what we'll do is we will use the special bonus for the Historical Society and we will draw 3 cards. Because we are using that for Roland, we'll put a marker on so we know he's used it, and he is going to draw 3 cards, which will put him up to 7. First of all, an Unexpected Courage, followed by a Knife. That'll be good. We will certainly equip that if Machete doesn't come out next. And Deduction, this is good as well. If this skill test is successful, while investigating a location, discover 1 additional clue at that location. Yes, always good to get an additional clue. So there we are up to 7 cards. So that was pretty good. Put that back. And he's ready to move on next turn. That is the end of his investigation phase. So next up is Wendy Adams. And here we are with Wendy Adams. So what is she going to do? Perhaps we should get her down there as well, and she can use that special ability. Again, I don't think locked door. Should have checked this before I did it with Roland. But no, it's investigation. And I don't think it's investigation. No, it just says draw 3 cards as an action. So I think we're fine. So is there anything else Wendy can do? I don't think there is really. Could go to the graveyard, get a couple of clues. We've got 2 clues. So we just need a couple more. I was going to go to East Town, but let's go to the graveyard. We'll go to the graveyard instead. It is quite a good area for her, I believe. So she will go to the graveyard, so that's 1 action. And we'll have a look at the graveyard. So here we go, the graveyard. Location, Arkham. The graveyard lies at the foot of French Hill. Some of the headstones date back to the 17th century when the earliest colonists came to Arkham. Considering what happened in your house, you're not completely keen on heading here. Ha 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 ha, bet you're not. Let's flip it over. The graveyard. So it's got Shroud of 1, brilliant. Ooh, and we get 4 clues. It's 2 per investigator here. Forced. After you enter the graveyard, test willpower 3. If you fail, you must either take 2 horror or move to Rivertown. Right, we're going to have to do that straight away. But let's put this back for the time being. And we'll put the clues on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a victory point for getting all these clues. But we've got to do some testing first. We've got to test willpower. The willpower's 3. Now Wendy has got a willpower of 4. And is there anything that will increase her willpower? Cunning distraction will. But -1 should be good enough. -1 should be good enough. We can always redraw. And we get a tentacle. I'm drawing this a lot. So we're going to have to... I don't want to get rid of flashlight. Don't particularly want to get rid of baseball bat either. But you know what? She's not a fighter. We're leaving that to Roland. We are going to get rid of baseball bat. And we are going to draw again as per her special ability. And we get a -1, which is good enough. So we're losing a few cards, but she's managed to stay in the graveyard and not lose 2 horror, which is fabulous. For a second action, well, she may as well try and investigate one of these clues. So she's got an investigation of 3 against a shroud of 1. So again, we need a -2 or better, and we get a +1. That's a good start. So we're up to 3 clues. She's going to do exactly the same again for her third action. And we get a -1. That's good enough as well. We now have 4 clues. Shall we actually promote another cultist? Let's just check this. So we didn't have a doom on that cultist, so that's okay. I'm just, you know, having 2 in play. I'm just thinking. No, what we're going to do is I'm going to leave it till hopefully we get a bit closer to killing Drew. I don't want too many cultists on the board, so her final action is to try and get another clue. And we get a -3. Damn it. So we miss another clue, but she is going to exhaust Rabbit's Foot. And that means at least we will get a card. I'm not going to... We're a bit short on cards here. So I'm not going to throw one away. And we get emergency cash. Cool. Right, excellent. We've got enough resources now. We'll put flashlight into play next turn and make sure that we get those 2 clues. I was pushing my luck there. Bit greedy. Perhaps my last action should have been to equip flashlight. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So that is the end of the investigation phase. Next up, it's the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase. The only enemy we've got at the moment is Drew. He's not going to move anywhere. So that's the end of the enemy phase. Had a bit of a reorganisation. Struggling a bit for room with all these cards that I'm not getting rid of. But I think that is okay. So that is it for the enemy phase. Let's get straight into the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase. So let's move all our actions up. That's great. There we go. We've got to unexhaust exhausted cards, so we get Rabbit's Foot back, and it is now a card each. Let's do it properly. They get the card each, and then they get the resources each. So first of all, card for Roland, Guard Dog. 3, it's an asset, 1 combat icon, traits, ally creature. As a reaction, when an enemy deals damage to Guard Dog, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. Fiercely loyal, these trained canines make for perfect companions. It also gives us 3 health and 1 sanity, and is an ally. That is our 8th card for Roland, so he doesn't have to discard anything, that's fine. Card for Wendy. Ooh, she gets Burglary. So 1 to put in play, it's an asset. It's got an investigation icon, talent illicit. As an action, exhaust Burglary, investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, gain 3 resources. Well, that might be useful. So we will keep that, that's excellent. And now we get the resources each. So 1 resource for Roland, and a 3rd resource for Wendy. Excellent. Okay, so that is the end of the upkeep phase, and that is the end of turn 14. Let's get straight into turn 15 and the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So, first things first, another Doom. We are halfway to flipping the agenda, but we are not flipping it yet. So this goes to 3 o'clock. What do we do now? Well, yeah, it's time for our friendly neighbourhood encounter cards. This is Roland's. So you go, oh, not Crypt Chill. I didn't get I didn't get a chance to get the knife out. Oh, I hate Crypt Chill. Right. Hazard. Well, we've got a test. Will 4. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. Oh. Damn. Right. Well, I couldn't have got out of this. I had to get the 41 automatic anyway in order to get rid of Hooch Briggs. And yeah, I'd have got it, whatever. I didn't have time to put knife into play because I only got it last turn. Now I've got to panic and wonder. So I've got 3, and I could do with two more from some. I'm going to use Unexpected Courage. I'm going to use Unexpected Courage and Barricade. So I'm going to use 2 willpower on that and a willpower on that. I've got plenty of cards. Let's use them up. I'm not using Dynamite Blast. That is too good, and we'll probably have to use it against the Wolfman. So we will use these 2 for 2 willpower and a 3rd willpower. Oh, damn. So that puts him up to 6. 6 against 4. We need a -2 or better. We get a cultist. I think that's alright. I think that is alright. That is -2. But we've got to place 1 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. So he has got a Doom here now. He is a cultist. And he is an enemy. So we're now on 4. But we did pass. We got a -2, which was good enough. So we didn't have to get rid of the automatic. I hate these. Hate those cards. Right. So that's that one done. And the next one. Ooh, an Acolyte. Spawn on any empty location. Right, we have to think. We have to think here. It's got to be an empty location. and we'd like to put him somewhere where there are some clues. I think where we're going to put him is, we're going to put him at East Town. That's where he's going to go. To save us some space, I'm just going to put him up like that. So he's going to go to East Town. The reason for that is I want Roland to go to East Town, 1, 2, and then chuck some dynamite. If he can go to East Town, I think we will get, hopefully, we'll get a couple of clues. So it means if Roland kills that acolyte, who gets another doom on him, oh, it's just Doom City. So he's got a doom, and we're up to 5, aren't we? Oh, it's running away. The agenda is running away. In fact, the agenda's going to flip. Because, no, it's not. We've got until next turn. If we can kill that guy before next turn, then we can knock the doom back. Yeah, foo, thanks for that. Thank God for that. So he's up there and he's got a doom on him. Oh, bloody hell, that's just motored along. We were on 1. We were on 1 doom at the start of turn 14. Now at the start of turn 15, we're on 5. Oh, that's got out of hand pretty quickly. Right, so anyway, that's where the acolyte has gone. Hopefully we will be able to deal with it. That's that for the mythos phase. Next up is the investigation phase. Here we are with Roland, and well, yes, we've pretty much got only 1 course of action. So I'm going to spend an action, and he's going to move to Rivertown. We've already seen Rivertown. He's going to spend his second action, and he's going to move again. But this time, he is going to East Town. And we've got to deal with this cultist. But first of all, let's have a read of East Town. Arkham. The East Town neighbourhood, situated on the northern banks of the Miskatonic River, contains lower class housing, the Arkham police station, and popular eateries like Velma's Diner. So there you are. That is East Town. Roland's there now, so it's been revealed. So it's got a shroud of 2, and we're going to get 1 clue per investigator, so 2. While you are in East Town, reduce the cost of each ally asset you play by 2. Brilliant. We could get Guard Dog into play. Okay, right. So East Town has been revealed. In there. Stop sticking. Get in. That is East Town. And bloody hell, come on. Fiddliness. Hate it. So he's in East Town. Acolyte's in East Town. Or he was. He's now over here. We'll just put him in our threat area. We'll go to his threat area in a moment. First of all, let's place these 2 clues. There we are. So Roland is in East Town, and he has been approached by an acolyte. Let's get to his player area. And here we are at Roland's player area. So his final action, he's going to set this boy on. So 3 combat. We only need to get 1 hit on him. 2 to evade, but we're not going to evade it. So, now we've really got to make sure that we kill it, because I want to get the doom down. So let's have a look at what we can do here. We could... Oh, I've got another unexpected courage. I thought... So I have played one, I've got another one. But should I keep that for something else? Probably. So as it stands, I've got -1 or better to defeat it. I could spend the knife. Yes, let's make it a -2 or better. So the knife is going to be discarded and it's a -2 or better. -1. Whew. Didn't have to get rid of the knife, but let us be sure a doom comes off. Thank God for that. The acolyte gets discarded. He uses his special ability to get another clue. So we now have 5. That goes down to 4. So hopefully it won't trigger this turn. And that is it for his investigation phase, I think. There is nothing else. Again, unfortunately, we just have to hope he doesn't get another crypt chill, because we've just got to leave the 45 out there. So perhaps going forward we'll be able to get guard dog up if we get a chance. Okay, so he's gone. We've averted the doom problem. Well, as far as we can, anyway. So let's get her across to Wendy, see what she's going to do. And here's Wendy. So I think the first thing she's going to do is let's get flashlight into play. So that's going to cost 2 resources, and we get 3 supplies on it. And that's her first action. For her second action, she's going to use flashlight, so we're going to use the first resource, the first supply rather. That'll reduce the shroud. So the shroud goes to 0. What it means, now that's at 0, it means there's only one way we cannot pick up a clue, and that is by drawing the tentacle. So whenever you get something down to 0, it doesn't matter how many minuses you pull, it's an auto success unless you pull the tentacle, because the tentacle token is an auto fail. So we still have to pull, but just we've got a 1 in 16 chance of failing. Not today. So we passed. I don't think there's anything we have to do with the tablet. If we pass, no, it's an if you fail. We actually passed. So we will get that. We're up to 6 clues. Is there anything else we want to promote? Not just yet. So we may as well try and get this last clue, and it will give us a victory point if we can get this last clue. So she'll say flashlight. We'll say flashlight. And so we need a -2 or better now. A cultist, that is okay. There's only 1 with a doom on, so that's a -1, so that's fine. We get that final clue. Now it's been cleared. We can't really put it in the victory display because it's a location and we still need it there. So I will use the old die method again. So that's our victory pile over there, and it's got a die with the number 1 showing, so we know we've got a single victory point. We've still got an action left. I think for a last action we are going to spend emergency cash. The reason for that is we've got rid of paranoia. That's gone. So let's get ourselves some resources. She's got burglary as well, but there is, as I say, there's one of these cultists that you can sort of like parlay with resources. You're sort of buying them off. So let's get plenty of resources for Wendy, and perhaps she can do that. So emergency cash, we've got rid of it, and that gives us 3 more resources. So she is up to 4. And that was her last action. Well, essentially, Leo went and got those. It was the action Leo gives to her. So Leo probably mogged off and nicked something from somewhere. And he's now come back with the spoils. So that's it for the investigation phase. Next up is the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase. Again, short and sweet. We've only got Wolfman Drew. He's not got prey, he's not got hunters, he's not got anything crazy. He's just staying downtown. So he doesn't move. We got rid of the acolyte, so that's cool. It's straight on to the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase. So first of all, let's get all our actions back. Cool. Any exhausted cards that need to be refreshed? No, there isn't. So we've got to draw a card each. So first card is for Roland. So let's have a look. And he gets dodge. So cost of 1, it's an event. We get a willpower icon. We get an agility icon. Dodge, it's a tactic. Fast. Play when an enemy attacks an investigator at your location. Cancel that attack. So hopefully that'll come in useful. So that's pretty good. Okay, what else? It's the card for Wendy. Wendy's card. So, Will to Survive. This is a good one. This is the new one we got. Cost 4. It's an event. Gives us a combat and a wildcard icon. Spirit. Fast. Play only during your turn. Until the end of your turn, do not reveal chaos tokens for any skill tests you perform. Brilliant. We will keep this one in reserve because we may well need it if things get especially hairy at some point. No pun intended with Wolfman Drew. But I don't think we'll need it for him, but we may get towards the end, you know, the next agenda's running out or something, and we need to get a lot of actions done without any problems, and that'll be just the card to do it. So I'm glad that that has come out. We've drawn our 2 cards, so that means a resource each for Roland, who's up to 2, and a resource for Wendy, who is now up to 5. Good, good, good. So that is the end of the upkeep phase. How are we doing? Well, it's hard to tell. I think we're doing okay. What I am worried about is Doom. Doom's bad. It's definitely going to go up to 5 this next turn. When we start, it depends on whether Roland can kill our friend down here, Wolfman Drew. We do have dynamite, but do we have enough? We don't have enough resources, unfortunately. We didn't pull any emergency cash for Roland, unfortunately. So he's only got 2 resources, so we're not going to be able to play Dynamite Blast. He's going to have to go in with his actual 45. The reason he's going to have to do that is we do need to kill it to get that Doom token off it, because we got, I forget, one of the cards made us put, anyway, a Doom onto Wolfman Drew. So we've got to get rid of it, and the only way we can get rid of it is killing Wolfman Drew. At least, if we do kill him, we get rid of that Doom, and we have immobilised or got rid of one of our cultists. So we've got 1 out of 6. We're not doing well on cracking along getting rid of these cultists. We have got enough clues to get 1 more. But as I say, I don't want a load of cultists on the map at the same time. I possibly should have spent an action to get another cultist out. I'm not sure. But I'm doing it this way and hoping for the best. If we get rid of Wolfman Drew, immediately Wendy will spend 4 clues and we will see who we get. We'll get another cultist spawning somewhere, hopefully somewhere quite close to one of our investigators, and we will be able to get a second cultist out of action very quickly. But time is running short and we're pretty much going to go onto that second this agenda is going to flip over, something horrendous is going to occur, and then we will be on the next agenda, and that'll be the last agenda. And we'll have to keep our eye on the clock, definitely then, because I'm sure we can't let that one flick over as well, because if that one flicks over, it's really, really bad, I believe. So it's better to resign with whatever cultists we've got before that happens. So we've got to crack on. We've got to unmask some more of these cultists and get a move on. We haven't got one yet, and I've been fannying around really by the looks of things. A few things happened that have just got in our way. Things like bloody weaknesses coming out and things like crypt chill and crap like that has just meant, and plus the awkward place that the cultists spawned, things like that have conspired against us to make sure that we've used up a bit of time. But hopefully we will get that time back. We shall see. But not this episode. We've done our 2 turns, so that is it for episode 9 of Arkham Horror, the living card game, Night of the Zealot, where we're well into scenario 2 of the Midnight Masks. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, so much for all the views and all the subscriptions and the likes, both here on YouTube and of course at BGG as well. Thank you very much. Any errors, of which there are probably a couple, there seems to be at least 2 an episode, please let me know, and as always I will try and fix them by the start of next episode. Hopefully we will keep our luck going, and if there are any errors they will be fixable and they will not have caused any problems with the actual gameplay. We shall see, but hopefully everything's been fine. But if you do notice something, please let me know. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I certainly did. Wendy and Roland, they're enjoying it too. I can just tell. So, without further ado, please join me next time for episode 10 of Arkham Horror, the living card game, and Night of the Zealot. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.